Greetings, sentient beings. This stream is not intended for children. There will be strong language and adult themes. So, sorry I'm running a bit late here, and I just sent the stream key out, so I don't even know who's around that might be popping in tonight. But let's see who we got in the side chat. Hey Doc, GeoSam, Amiga Nuts, Tria. Tria, I thought you were running some kind of a game tonight. Oh, and Stuttering Chris, hey, welcome. And the Lone Wanderer. So what's everybody up to tonight? I just spent too much time driving today. I really don't like driving, but, you know, it's kind of necessary in our society. Oh. So on the list of unknown holidays for today was First Love Day. So pondering your experiences with who was your first love. I do still remember the first serious girlfriend I had was my freshman year in high school. And that turned out to be a rather interesting relationship. And at the end of it, she wound up spending the next couple of years matching me up with friends of hers. So all in all, it turned out pretty well. It's always nice when your exes will give you recommendations. Trying to scribble myself a quick note of what I gotta do tomorrow. Yeah, Doc, I figured you'd be at work. Hey, Stool. How's it going today?
That was hard work. That was really fucking hard.
You must have your mic muted. I can't hear you.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
We've got no sound from you at all. So on the panel, I can see it doesn't show you being muted. So something on your end, maybe you got something unplugged. Thanks, Chris. I appreciate you being here, hanging out with us. We've gone back and forth on Twitter, but haven't really talked directly much. And Godless Sewing and Sloth Girl with her pirate joke. By the way, Saturday is Talk Like a Pirate Day. So everybody needs to keep that in mind. You better practice your accents tomorrow. Oh, Doc, we all love you. Hello?
Am I here?
Now, I'm still not hearing you, although Doc did say that before he heard you, but you were extremely quiet.
Oh, for fuck's sake. What is happening?
So is everybody... Was anybody hearing Stool at all? Oh, crap. Fuck. Crap, I think it was on my end. My mistake, Stool. I think it was my speakers that were unplugged. Yep. I thought I heard him coming in. Okay. Yes, it's the famous milking stool. Yeah, apparently wasn't hearing anything, but I did not realize that, yeah, it was the speakers on my end weren't working. And now there's nobody else talking, so now I can't tell. But technical difficulties are so common for streams. You there?
I don't know.
Okay. Yep. Now we're good. And unfortunately, part of it at least was my end. Apparently, my speakers were unplugged. So.
Oh, you evil bastard!
Well, no. People in the side chat were saying they couldn't barely hear you. Also, they were saying your volume was low, but you sound good now.
Damn it! I always sound good.
So what's going on with you today?
I'm not talking to you now. I'm pissed off.
Well, GeoSam, you received the notification only 15 minutes after we started. That for YouTube, that's pretty good. I usually don't get until at least a half an hour after things start.
My computer did a really bizarre thing. Just before, about 10 minutes before you started this, I'm assuming you can hear me now.
Yep.
About 10 minutes before, it just all of a sudden, out of the blue, without me touching it, it said, "You know what? Fuck off. I'm going to shut down because there's a problem." And the dirty fucker switched itself off.
That's what my computer started doing last week. Was basically any kind of vibration. If the cat brushes against it or if I cough in that general direction, it shuts itself off. That's why I started shopping for a new computer.
It's not a thing that usually happens with me because, you know, I'm posh, so I have Windows Pro, so it should not be doing that. But I literally wasn't touching it. I wasn't even using it. I was on my phone. And it just said, "Hey, gonna switch off."
My first guess would be for some reason something is overheating.
Not on this device. Not on this device, no.
Okay.
Just a random thingy. And weird.
Okay, well, I'm trying to put together a new computer on a budget because I'm doing the streaming through my old laptop at this point.
I don't know what Amiga Nuts just said at the end of that sentence. Does it say BJ?
Yeah.
I'm out.
I am not sure what that's about.
I don't think I want to know.
Yeah. So I'm starting to gather stuff to try and build a new system.
Yeah, and you know what? I don't want to be the pain in the ass here, Purple, but the thing that you were looking at, I don't think you want to do. Don't think you want to do that.
Which about building a computer?
The little thing that you were looking at.
Oh, no, yeah. From the feedback I've gotten from other people, it sounds like that probably wouldn't handle the job very well. So it was just one recommendation, and that's why I wanted to get some other opinions on it. But I've got a donation of a case, and Julia's going to send me a power supply. So that's a start. Now I've got to, pick out a motherboard and chipset.
And a lot of other stuff.
Well, some of the other stuff I can salvage from my other machine. But yeah, there's going to be a bunch of components I'm going to need. And definitely want to, at this point, going to try to get something with 32 gig of memory if I can. But question of what I can afford.
That's not a necessity.
Oh, really? Most people are saying it is for doing any kind of video editing.
Yeah, but most people talk bullshit.
Okay.
They really do.
Well, if you can make some recommendations for me, that'd be appreciated.
You absolutely don't. I don't want to turn your stream into a talk about fucking computers, but
Yeah,
you're
well, you
basically
can send me some stuff in Twitter if you got some ideas.
you're kind of talking to kids who just think about numbers. They haven't got a clue what they're talking about.
Well, Jen in Australia is one that's been pushing for more powerful things, but yeah, I think she's kind of
Oh yeah, obviously
thinking of
the
something more powerful than what I really need.
the bigger the better, of course. That's what we all want. And that's what she said.
Yeah.
But, you don't actually need it.
Yeah. Well, the machine I had been using was 6 years old at this point. And even when it was running at its best, it took about an hour and a half to render a 7 to 8 minute video.
Well, yeah. I mean, the thing that I'm using now, I'm on a MacBook Pro. I forget its year. MacBooks have a special kind of aging definition. I think mine is I think it's 2012, so 8 years old.
I don't know anything about Apple products at all.
Doesn't fucking matter, mate, because I'm using Windows on it now, so doesn't fucking matter. And for editing purposes, I like to use Final Cut Pro X, which is an Apple product when I'm using OS X. It can handle it easily. And this thing only has about 8 gig of RAM, so yeah.
Yep.
It will do very hefty tasks easily.
Yeah, Sloth Girls X gave me the case when I dropped off her son today.
I wouldn't use this. I mean, if you're talking about streaming from your machine, that's a different matter. But just for basic editing, yeah. Don't listen to the kids.
Okay. Oh.
I'm going to get in so much trouble for this.
Yeah, GeoSam, you said you had trouble contacting me on Twitter. Here it's probably easiest if I just okay, here's a link from my Twitter account. Oh, hey, Diane. How are you doing?
Yay!
Yeah, mostly as far as building a computer, I know I can snap the components together. That's really no big deal.
Junk Shop's here too. Hi, Junk Shop.
Oh, hi, Junk Shop. Yep. I'm more concerned about, making sure I get the operating system installed properly and have, all the drivers and other little bits it needs.
I think I still maintain, Purple, that if I was there in person, I could fix your issues within half an hour. But obviously, I've learned from life that it's not a good thing to try to help somebody unless you're there, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It will end in tears.
Well, and when it was the software issues, I was thinking you could probably walk me through it. But like I say, now it seems to have developed a hardware issue that just randomly shuts itself off.
Unfortunately, this is one of those things where I have to kind of shut my head off and say, I'm not getting involved. Because as much as I would be able to fix this, it will end up in fucking arguments. I know this so much.
Yeah, I wouldn't argue with you. I'd appreciate any help I could get on it. But, I know what you mean, that, trying to do it remotely is difficult, especially since my own understanding of it is so limited. I probably wouldn't understand the instructions you give me half the time. So I'm going to need to get myself some idiot's guide to building computers.
At least you're being honest about that, Purple.
Yeah, no,
when somebody can't be honest.
No, a big problem I have is I don't understand half the terminology. You know, I need a glossary to start with.
So you're basically wanting your machine to be able to edit. I mean, that's your main thing, is it? Obviously, you want it to work, but your main thing is you want to be able to edit videos.
Yeah, well, that's the most stressful thing I'd be doing with it. Other than that, it's basically I just, I do regular internet stuff and I use it for a word processor, and that's about it.
Yeah.
So
Well,
if I can stream videos, and
this is where
that's no big deal.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Your fans will now hit me on the bottom because you don't need the things that they're telling you. You really don't.
Yeah,
You're not wanting a super powerful machine, and you're not wanting to play the most latest fancy games and all.
No,
that
I really
kind of
don't play
stuff.
games at all.
You don't need all that shit. Like I said, 11-year-old MacBook Pro, I can run Final Cut. Sorry, I can run, what the fuck's it called? I've never forgotten its name. Whatever that fancy thing that I use to edit on OS X, I can run it very nicely without a problem.
Oh.
No big deal.
Well, and like I said, the one I had was 6 years old, and if it didn't have hardware issues, I'd just keep using that. I mean, yeah, it was kind of slow for the rendering, but it's not like I was even posting on a regular schedule anyway. So, even if it took it an hour and a half to render a video, that wasn't really a big issue to me.
The wonderful thing, I'm not trying to sound like an arse here, but the wonderful thing about Apple products, if you're using, I'm on Windows now, but if I boot into OS X and I use Final Cut Pro 10, whatever the fuck it's called, the Apple fucking expensive thing that you edit videos with. It's a beautiful thing to use. It's totally gorgeous. 10-year-old machine, only 8 gig of memory, and you don't sit there waiting for things to render because it does it as you're working on it on the fly. There's no fucking waiting time. It's sex.
How much does that software cost?
Oh, I'm not even going to go there, but let's just say I didn't pay for it.
Okay. Yeah, mostly I liked using OpenShot, which was something I could download free. Free is in my budget.
I used to use what's the Adobe thing? Why is my memory not working today? Damn. Look. Oh, whatever the Adobe thing is, I forget. For editing.
Yeah, I don't remember. I never used it.
That cost me about 900 quid about 10 years ago. That was when you could actually buy software. Now, of course, it's subscription based. You have to pay per month to use it.
Yeah. And I hate that idea that I'd be paying for it over and over. And it's like, I don't use it often enough to make it worth that kind of money. I'm not going to pay for it every month when I only use it like once a month.
If you're using Windows, no, I'm going to leave that. I'm not going to get myself in trouble. Hey, people are talking inside chat. This must be popular.
Yeah, Compelled, is that the NCH Studios video pad you mean? Oh, After Effects, Stool, is that the program you were thinking of?
After Effects is another part of the Adobe package. It's one of the things that After Effects is for doing effects. Shit, I can't remember the name of bloody editing thing? What's it called?
Chris is
Oh,
saying Adobe Premiere Pro.
Premiere. That's the one.
Yep.
Adobe Premiere is the editing suite. After Effects is where you do your fancy effects, basically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I haven't even gotten that far. I haven't learned to do that stuff yet.
Oh, don't even go there. You're not.
Well, I
not
mean,
right.
you know, if you've seen the videos I put out, mostly they're like narrated slideshows. So I would like to develop into something more, but you know, I still need to learn the stuff. I need to learn how to do learn how to do even what most people would consider some fairly basic stuff.
Unfortunately, I'm rather good at it, but
yeah.
I'm good at it, but I've got no reason to do it. I've got nothing to give to people.
I've got a lot of ideas. It's just getting them organized enough into, making kind of coherent stories. I mean, it all sounds fine in my head, but putting it out in a way that other people will understand it, that's a separate issue.
I actually enjoy editing. I can spend weeks and weeks and weeks editing something just to get a fucking 3-minute piece of video. I'm kind of into that. Oh,
I've heard about DaVinci.
That's a good idea, actually. DaVinci Resolve is rather good. It's free, or there is a free version of it.
Hey, Jenny.
Hey.
Hey, Jenny, hi. There's also another, oh, what the fuck?
I looked at DaVinci Resolve, and I thought it was like a free trial version, but I thought like it expired after a while or something.
No, you can use DaVinci Resolve is not a bespoke editing piece of software, but the editing part of it is very good, and it is free unless you want to pay thousands to be a professional. You can use it for free. And there's another good thing as well. Oh, Lightworks, I think it's called. I could be wrong. That's another free thing that you can use. What you've got to remember is, also, oh, what is it called? The thing with the purple icon. Shit. Oh, God, I'm having such an old moment today. Got to remember that some of the most brilliant films that you see on the big screen in the cinema are made with free software. So you don't have to pay lots of money for editing software unless you want to.
Yeah, well, I figure there's a bunch of stuff out there that's, free or like shareware. And, at the level I'm at, even stuff that other people consider, rather simple stuff is still going to do what I need.
I'll just rephrase this because you've got a new guest and I think we're boring her. So some of the best films, the biggest blockbusters out there have been made on software that you can get right now on your computer without paying any money. And they're not shitty shareware crap. They're proper fucking editing suites. So don't be fooled into thinking that you have to pay for shit that you don't need. Which goes back to how we started this conversation. You don't need 32 gigs of RAM. Okay, I have now finished. Now let's talk about bosoms. Oh, whatever.
Okay, well, Jenny, what's going on with you today?
Nothing.
Just a slow day?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just see that stool here, so I thought you maybe needed to be rescued or something.
Oh, fuck you.
No, stool's being helpful.
Why is this head so white?
Are you being racist?
Your forehead and nose are like glowing.
You racist fucking motherfucker.
and the chat is complaining that your mic is too quiet.
Oh,
well, no, it was when he came in. He's fine now.
I will get annoyed about this.
we had some problems with the audio issues at the beginning, and unfortunately it turned out one of the problems was that I had my speakers off, so I wasn't hearing anyone, but since no one else was in here besides him, I didn't realize that.
I wonder if should I clean my muff?
Clean your what?
My muff.
Your muff?
Well, GeoSam was asking about when was the last time cleaned their computer.
I've got a very big muff, Jenny.
Okay.
I do vacuum mine out on a regular basis, and it's one of the things that if I build a new one, I'm also going to build a box with an air filter.
I'm just going to mute myself while I play with my big toy, okay?
Okay.
You don't want to hear this.
Well, he's right about that.
Oh, so I have to go and pick up my new glasses. They've got them ready.
New specs.
Yeah, I got the call that they're ready, and I haven't been able to get over there to pick them up. And yeah, something very new that I didn't. It's a problem I've been aware I've always had, but I wasn't aware there was actually a way they could correct it. So there's something new in the new lenses called prisming.
No idea what that is.
Oh my gosh, prisming is very gonna fuck your head up.
Well, basically what it comes down to is both of my eyes are never focusing in the same place. So the prisming's kind of to help align it better without it straining the muscles.
Unfortunately, I've had to accidentally become an expert on this prism thing because my stupid old mother has to have prisms in her glasses, and it's a fucking pain in the ass.
Oh?
Yeah.
Well, like I say, it's a new thing for me, so if you've got some experience with it, please tell me.
Oh, no, you do not want me to tell you. It's a pain in the ass, it really is.
Well, they've already made the glasses, so I need to know what I'm up against.
Well, okay, all I'm going to do on this one is I will tell you that they can inbuild prisms into your lenses, but once your eyes get to a certain level of shittiness, they cannot do that anymore, and then they have to put they have to stick things on your glasses. They have to add extra prisms to your glasses. It's not good.
Well, like I said, they already made them, so I'm going to have to.
You're basically on your last legs because when you need prisms, you might as well just kill yourself. You're dead.
Well, no, because the way he was explaining it, this is a problem that I know I've had since I was a kid. Just nobody ever mentioned there was a way to do anything about it.
Okay. Can you change the layout?
I've still never heard of it.
Can you change the layout on the screen? Because this is annoying me. All I can see is the big ugly thing with the beard.
Yeah, that's all you got. Just your eyes and your chin.
I'm not liking it.
Well,
Yay, that's
you want
more
something better like that?
Yeah. Now I feel more comfortable. Now we can relax. That's better.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, I did try going through and reseating the chips and that on mine, and because with it shutting itself down, I thought maybe one of the memory chips was loose or something, but that did not seem to have any effect on it. Well, actually, it made it marginally better. It made it so it was stable for up to an hour at a time, as long as I didn't cough in that direction. But yeah, anytime the cat brushed up against it, it shut itself off.
Well, that's odd.
Yeah. So something's wrong in there, and at this point, my guess would be that, you know, maybe some of the solder joints are coming loose after these years, and after it's been moved several times too.
It's going to be a shame to get rid of the cat, but you know.
No, that's not an option.
I think you need a new cat, Purple. Get rid of
No.
that cat.
Used cats aren't worth the further printed on.
Hey, I have wonderful kitty. Sammy is my guardian. Anytime I have a nightmare, he paws at my chin until I start talking to him.
I'm sure you can build a cat for a relatively cheap amount. You could build a cat from scratch. Don't get rid of the PC. Build a cat.
Well, with 3D printing now, they have.
Exactly, yeah.
But I don't have a 3D printer.
Well, you could rent one.
You don't even have to rent one in some places.
I try.
Hey.
I had actually been wondering about that, if there might be any place in the city that, you know, I might be able to like get use of a 3D printer.
Check your downtown library. I'm not even joking.
Okay.
Just call them up and ask them.
Yeah.
They might charge you, but it'll be such a minimal amount. Like, seriously?
Well, I figure they have to at least charge for the materials.
Yeah, but honestly, like, ours charges you a little bit, but it's like, depending on the size of the project, it can be as cheap as like $10. I mean,
how can that be for as long as it can take to print some stuff?
Because the thing is that it's not the amount of time, it's the materials that you use for one thing, and for another, by the time you have like it's one of those things where it's like you kind of already have enough people having had used the thing by the time within about 3 to 6 months, to be honest, especially in a city like mine where people are like going in all the damn time. And $10 is like for the small shit.
Yeah. As Sloth Girl's saying, because of the COVID, the libraries here are closed. You can select books online and they'll bring them out to your car, but they won't let anybody go into the building.
I keep forgetting that everybody else is less idiotic than we are.
Yeah, and you also keep forgetting that I live in the town that's got the biggest number of fucking COVID cases than everybody else in the world. So stick your library up your ass.
Well, unfortunately, I have found out that we are in the county that has the most COVID cases in the state. Although I suspect that may actually be a bit skewed because we have an unusually high number of hospitals here. So I think that we're getting people from surrounding areas being sent here to the hospitals. And that's being counted in the numbers.
I'm not fucking happy that our libraries are open. I'm not fucking happy that nobody's actually fucking taking this seriously down here, especially my neighbors.
Yeah.
My neighbors have block parties every Friday night.
I was just having a discussion about this on another little stream. Thanks for turning up, Purple, you dick.
Hey, I only got home like about 2 hours ago here.
You had to let me do it by myself. And I was saying, because it's a true that I do actually live in the town that's got the biggest number of cases in the whole of the UK. And we have legal laws, as in police people, that will arrest you. So I'm not allowed to mix with anybody. Not one person or two, but zero.
It'd be fun. You should go get arrested. Live stream it. It'd be fun.
That would be fun, yeah. You're bad. And yet, when I was doing this thing earlier, I can hear all the people outside. I can hear the fireworks, the parties, the kids playing outside. What can you do?
Get sick and die.
Yeah.
I'm actually kind of rooting for a meteor to hit the Earth.
Mm-hmm. I'm up for that. Totally up for that because we need to be fucking killed. We are the shittest species on this fucking planet.
Well, that's true. I can't dispute that.
I have been saying for decades that I wasn't sure survival of the species was such a good idea.
No, we're absolute dicks and we need to be wiped out. We need to be taught a lesson the hard way. That's what she said. But we need a good spanking. We really do.
I agree. I could use a good spanking.
Yeah, you just say that in every stream you're ever in. Calm down.
No, I don't. Just when
Well,
I'm around you, Stool.
You know, to be fair though, she's been asking for one for a while.
This is true. Should we set up a GoFundMe to get Jenny a good spanking?
No.
Are you sure? Because I'd be
Positive.
willing to run it.
No, that's
Okay, fair
But
enough.
thanks.
Fair enough. I will respect your decision, but if you ever change your mind, I will run it.
I will let you know.
Simply for
the
hilarious what the fuck factor.
I'll set up a new thing called Go Spank Me.
I can see that catching on.
I know. I'm like Bill Gates, me. I've got all the ideas.
You know, yeah, I've actually been a little surprised about how open people in this community have been about all the BDSM and kink stuff. So I think that could really take off.
So just to get this into perspective, I will need to set up a GoFundMe in order that I can build my new empire called Go Spank Me.
Well,
yeah,
kind of sounds like hard work, to be honest.
And that's nothing you'd ever want to be involved in.
Yeah. You know what?
Hey, Purple, you want to laugh?
I actually want to do this now. If I had the money, I would set up a thing called Go Spank Me.
Yeah, I can see it. What were you thinking, Tria?
I just started a D&D game where I'm DMing.
Yeah, I saw something about that on Twitter.
I've only been playing D&D for 5 months, so you can imagine how that's going.
I downloaded. Whoa, my voice just broke. Whoa, what happened then? That was weird. I just
called
downloaded.
Adolescence.
I know. I think I've got some pubes. Hang on. Yeah. I downloaded a thingy, a Star Trek thingy, which is all about roleplay. Not in a kinky way. But no fucker plays it. So I wasted like 6 gig of my bandwidth to download that fucker.
Star Trek Online?
Oh no, Star Trek Online is fucking sexy, my friend. I play that all the time. That's a cool thing. But no, this
okay.
is
I was just trying to see if it was the same thing or something different.
I love Star Trek Online.
I haven't done any kind of role playing for quite a long time, but many years ago, I I ran a campaign, but instead of D&D, we used the Tunnels and Trolls system because it was a lot simpler. I kind of gave up on D&D when the rulebook began to look like a set of encyclopedias.
Hey, Doc plays STO. That's fun. I've been playing it for about 12 years. I do about, when I'm bored, I'll play with my stuff for about an hour or two a day. And I still do love it. Yeah, Aunt you? I know. I've got 2 pubes now.
Pictures or it's not true.
Fuck you.
I don't think we want pictures of that.
I do.
Well,
You're
then,
more desperate than I thought.
what
No,
I
I just
recommend,
don't believe Stu. I want proof.
I recommend you go to my new website called gospankme.com. I need that to happen. I'm sure somebody's got that fucking URL. But I'm not going to type it.
Okay, Heat Shield, I see what you're saying about we don't need wiped out, we need another world war. No. I'm for the instant wipeout.
Yeah, if you're going to do it, let's do it all at once and get over with.
Yeah, I'm tired of this waiting for everything to fall completely apart. I'm tired of waiting. Let's just go.
Just need to answer Doc. No, it's different on PC to Xbox. I also have it on Xbox, but it's different servers. So there you go. Brilliant
No,
game,
I just think they need to round up all the Republicans and put them in Texas, and secede Texas from the Union, bring in Puerto Rico instead, so we can keep the same number of stars on the flag. And Texas can be in its own little country with its own little conservative mental illness going, and we can take things like Houston, NASA out of there, and they can just fend for themselves.
Yeah, there's a few people in Texas we'd have to get out of there. But
can we just be a little bit careful, because Junk Shop is with us, and we don't want to scare him. We know he's delicate. Let's not talk about scary things.
Why, is he in Texas?
Oh, sorry, Junk Shop.
Oh.
Dave's delicate.
Okay. All right, Gio. I'm following you on Twitter now.
I just looked at what Stuttering Chris said, and I was just like, my ex-Mormon ass would never touch the alcohol, but definitely would go for the coffee as the world went crashing down around me.
How long did it take Stuttering Chris to say that? That was a joke.
Well, kids, I gotta go.
Okay.
I just wanted to stop by for a little bit, but
All right. Well, thanks for popping in.
My battery's weak, and well, the stool's rather annoying. So,
Night, Jenny.
good night, all.
Good night.
Bye bye.
Yeah, fuck off.
Thank you.
That was about your spankme.com there. So, going back a bit, Geo Sam had a good suggestion about the computers. He was saying about taking it apart and replacing the thermal paste.
No.
It sounds like a cheap enough fix to be worth trying, so I'll have to... First, I got to figure out where I could buy some thermal paste. I'll probably have to order it online.
Don't fall for that trick. That's just what young people say. Ignore
it. It seems like it would only cost a few bucks, and
yeah, it would be an absolute waste of time. I do have it on Xbox, but you know what? It's shit. You've got to play it on the PC or whatever to get the full experience.
Sloth Girl's got an Xbox. That's usually how she's watching stuff on YouTube.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I'm being a bit nerdy because Doc is talking about Star Trek Online.
Yep. Yeah, I've never played it, so.
And never do. It's a thing that you're not going to enjoy. It really isn't. I just like it because I've been playing it for 12 years and I kind of love my character and my sexy bridge officers and all that kind of shit and all my sexy starships. I don't think it would be a thing that you would enjoy if you said, hey, let's play this for the first time ever. You would not be impressed with it.
I'll take your word for it and I'll just leave it alone.
Yeah, do that.
Yeah, a lot of MMOs are that way. I used to love WoW for the longest time before they took all my damn buttons away. But I played for years, and as it got worse and worse, I was like, I still like this game. It's fun. I like my characters. And then the final straw was them going, all right, we're going to take out most of your skills. And for those that like to smash every single button on the keyboard, we're sorry, but that's not available anymore. Have fun.
WoW broke everything because before WoW came along, MMOs were actually good. But then WoW came along and they had to appeal to the masses and dumb everything down. And it ruined everything.
I don't know. I think it's okay for you to have something that's for the masses, but you should also make room for things that are a little bit more complicated as well, because you're going to have people who are like, okay, I just want 3 or 4 buttons. I'm cool. And then you're going to want others who are like, let me build up combos and try to keep track of everything. And I need to be doing 20 things at once.
Before WoW came along, the first MMO I ever played would have been Star Wars Galaxies. Probably something that none of the people inside chat have ever heard of. But it was the best thing ever. Totally Star Wars and sexy as fuck. But it was hardcore. It was seriously fucking hard work. To get from A to B in this pretend world would take you hours. Literally hours in real time. And you'd get killed on the way, etc. It was like real life, but shitter. And then WoW came along and, hey, here's a button. Everything is now easy.
I tend to be more of the attitude of games are so varied and so many different things that you should have the ability to play the way that you want to without the expense of others. The problem is that when a lot of MMOs can't really pull off that balance, and some of them don't need to. I don't have a problem with an MMO being presented as, hi, this is hardcore, you're going to die a lot. I also don't have a problem with a MMO coming out going, here's just a cutesy little thing where you can tap a couple of things and get kill and get loots.
Oh yeah, cutesy has its place. Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, well, like you say, different people play it on different levels, so there just needs to be a variety out there for the different tastes and play styles.
When I was playing Star Wars Galaxies, which, by the way, I still think is the best thing ever, or was, doesn't exist anymore. In real life, you've got a limited number of hours to do these things. But in the Star Wars Galaxy world, it was real time. So to get from A to B would literally take you hours. I had to go, for example, I would go to, what's it called? The starport on Tatooine somewhere. And you would have to stand there and wait for 2 hours for a fucking shuttle. In real fucking life. That's fucking hardcore. That's just bizarre. But still kind of cool. And then WoW came along and beep, 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 beep.
Sloth Girl's trying to turn this into movie night. Yeah, actually, I've never actually played any of the multiplayer online games. You know, the only ones I played were just, ones that were just local in my computer and not really having other players in them.
The first one that I ever played was literally Star Wars Galaxies. And when I bought it on the disc, I sat and read the manual before I even touched it because it was so fucking involved and awesome.
If I was going to take the time to learn a computer game and actually spend time playing it, I would probably more go with something like World of Warships. I'd rather have something than just commanding a ship rather than it, trying to be an actual, humanoid character.
I was not a humanoid. My character in Star Wars Galaxies, I'm still known to this day from my character's name. I'm going back now to whatever, 2000 or something. And I was a Mon Calamari.
Night Doc.
Nothing to any of you, but
You were a squid?
I was a squid, yeah. A musician. A musician fucking squid.
A musical squid, okay.
I wasted so many hours of my life being a musical squid.
I don't know. I think waste is a relative term.
I have wondered if the bagpipes weren't invented by somebody trying to inflate a dead octopus.
Somebody just laughed at one of your jokes.
Yeah, that got a really good response there.
That's not normal.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Easily pleased. Because I'm an old...
Yeah, Sloth Girl spends a lot of time on Minecraft.
Oh, I can't hide that. That's just nonsense.
Minecraft is Legos without the tactile sensation.
Really shit. I don't get it. So stupid. I think there is a missing thing that we all need. There needs to be an MMO that's sandboxy and where people can just do what the fuck they like. That's what we're missing. That's how it used to be, you know, kids. I'm talking to side chat now. That's how it used to be before everything became free to play. Quote. You had to pay a subscription, $9.99 per month, to be able to play these things, and they were fun. Whereas now it's all loot boxes, and microtransactions, and all that shit.
Yeah, that's part of the reason I didn't get into those games was, all the microtransactions and having to spend real money on getting virtual weapons, because
Yeah.
I knew that was just going to wind up costing me a lot of money I didn't really have. And I saw really quickly how that got into being that the winner was going to be whoever spends the most money, and that was never going to be me.
Oh yeah. No, paying to win is not a good thing. Star Trek Online, I'm going back to that one. I was playing this thing when it was before it was released in early beta. And it was a subscription thing. You paid $9.99 a month. And that's how I used to like it before WoW came along and ruined everything. And it was really good. And I actually paid a shit ton of money, like about, I don't know, 500 or 700 quid or something, for a lifetime thing. Therefore, no subscriptions, no more monthly payments ever on that particular game. And it got me a few perks, but nothing to make me better than everybody else.
Yeah, and then I could see it, doing it that way with a subscription. Everybody's paying the same amount, so that's not going to really affect the gameplay.
Here's the thing. I can remember the exact conversation I had with my ex-wife when I said, hey, this is a good deal. Yeah, she thought I was a dick, but I got away with it. And then it turned into free to play. So, yeah, I lost about 700 quid on that fucker. But I have still got special perks. You really need to play with me on Star Trek Online because I'm such a sexy captain. I really am. I'm awesome. Which I should be after 12 years.
Yeah, if you've been at it that long, I should hope that you've acquired some tricks.
You really need to see my torpedoes.
No, I don't. And I kind of wonder about the plural, because isn't it usually just each man only gets one? But
I'm very good with my torpedoes. Yes, torpedoes. Without the E. I still love that game. It's like a little bit of a nostalgia thing. I love that game so much. So I did about, it's tomorrow now, but yesterday I did a thing which I thought would take me about 20 minutes. It took me about 3 fucking hours. In my fucking sexy spaceship. Whatever.
yeah, I have the same problem Chris does. Even the games I've tried, I just, my fingers on the controls aren't that good. Even when I know what I want to do, I just never seem to be hitting the right things.
Did I tell you? I actually had a dream about your fingers purple. This is weird. You know that thing that you say about 3D fingers?
Oh, yeah.
I actually had a dream about that. I've got to stop playing with people in Streamland because you're getting into my fucking head.
Yes, I've invaded your dreams.
You've invaded my fucking dreams. There is something.
I hate TV too.
Times have changed and they've moved on, because in the old days, the old MMOs online were actually really good shitting fun. I've still got friends from years ago, still in contact with. It's very different now. Now that everything is free and all the kids can play, it's not the same thing. I miss those days.
Yeah, everything is free, but people waste obscene amounts of money on them.
Yeah. Very, very free.
I'm the kind of person where sometimes I can't pay a subscription, so free games are good. But I have trouble finding a game where I don't get completely stopped if I don't pay any money. And I hate games like that. And I usually will walk away once I hit that point.
You're talking about the new world. In the old world, that was not the case because people would just get together and be friends and would work together to do whatever.
Yeah, but the thing is that that's even with working together, a lot of these free games have a point where if you don't shell out money, you can't play anymore, no matter how many people you have with you. I have played several games like that and walked away once I figured out that was the plan.
Yeah.
And I'm the kind of person where it's like, I cannot pay a subscription right now. So my best option is to find a free game, but I need one that does not slam you that way. Like, I don't mind grinding or working or getting together with people to get something done. That's not a problem. That's part of being in an MMO. I have a problem with, hi, you've hit this level and everything is impossible unless you go to our cash shop and buy shit.
Yeah. I get you.
That's exactly what I've tried to avoid.
I think you're missing out on the sex. No, that was the wrong word. Sorry. I did not mean to say sex. Sorry. I don't know where that came from. Wow. No, on the plot. I meant to say plot. Wow, that was weird. I've lost it down. No, there are still games out there like that where you can play for free, and if you want the added bonuses, yeah, you've got to pay for stuff. But there are still things out there. It depends what you want to play. I mean, if you want to play the cutie things that the kids play about kittens crossing roads and all that stuff, well, yeah, whatever. If you want something a little bit more in depth, there's stuff out there that you can play for free. And I don't pay for anything because I can't afford it. So there is stuff out there.
It's out there. It's just sometimes you don't realize you got stuck into a game like that until, because it's part of the plan. They want to hook you, and then you're hooked, and then it's like, here, now you have to pay. And I'm just like, nope. If you force my hand, I'm not giving you money. Now, if you give me a reason to stick around, I will definitely at some point, if I enjoy your game enough, throw a little bit of cash at you when I have the money, just because I know it takes money to run these things. I know it takes money to develop them. I realize that people deserve to get paid for their work, but if you're forcing my hand, I don't appreciate that, and so I'm gone.
As long as you can play the game without being gimped, without paying, then that's okay.
Yeah, I just hated the idea that, somebody who's got the money can go and buy this super bad weapon and just wipe out anybody who can't afford to pay for that weapon.
I don't want another really good MMO that I used to play. It's still going. Star Wars, what the fuck is it called? Can't fucking remember. Somebody inside chat will tell me. What's the Star Wars MMO that is still going?
Star Wars: The Old Republic?
That's the one, thank you.
Yeah, I played that for a while until they made some stupid changes at the end.
I love that game so much. I really loved it. And again, it was a thing that I paid monthly for, and then they made it free to play. And, I got bored the other week, and I downloaded the damn thing, big download, because I wanted my Star Wars fix. I've yet to actually go back to it, because I remember that I did love I get involved in my characters. Yeah, I'm a nerd. I loved my character and all my stuff and what have you. But then I remember, no, they did that stupid thing where they made it free to play, and now I can't do that thing that I should be able to do.
Yeah, I'm with TV Tube too, though. That as far as the community-based games, I've got a rather different learning curve for most people, so it just getting through the lower levels winds up taking me a lot longer.
Lone Wanderer, it has been a good 3 or 4 years since I've actively looked for a game that's an MMO, mostly because I hadn't had people to play with. But yeah, I have a tendency to find that one game that shoves you into needing to buy stuff, and I don't.
That's the thing.
I don't particularly like that.
This is an important thing that Try is saying. Purple, can you just put Aunt Jer's comment up on? I didn't read what she said.
Oh.
I'm guessing it was an insult. I don't know.
Oh, that one. I've got to scroll back a little further for that. Hey, frustrated.
But Try makes a good point there, because Star Trek Online is an MMO. There are literally hundreds of thousands of people. Keep it up on screen until I finish. I'll get annoyed. STO is an MMO. Hundreds of thousands of people play it, but guess what? I haven't played with another person in 10 years. It's an MMO, but you play it by yourself. Kind of weird. Now I will now read Jer's thing. We discussed this the other day. You have well and truly lost it. Okay. Is she saying I need a psychiatrist again?
Now, see, I think that she's using fallacious logic there. In order for you,
logic.
Well, in order for you to have lost it implies that at some point you must have first had it. And I'm not convinced of that.
I get you. Okay. This makes sense. I really do want there to be an MMO that isn't about microtransactions and all that shit, where people can do what they did in the old days and just do what the shit you want. Hang out and drink beer and dance, or go and kill some scary things.
I don't know. For me, that's kind of what the role playing's for. That, I would just rather get together with a group of people that way.
Yeah, I wish I could meet in person, but one, all the cool people I want to play with don't live near me, and two,
well, I mean, even if you don't just meet in person, you could still role play like this,
Oh yeah, I'm running off of Fantasy Grounds, which is a virtual tabletop. It gives me most everything I need, except some stuff I'm having to add in manually, which is a little bit annoying considering. But for the most part, it's actually been pretty fun.
VR chat was looking good. If you're a Steam user, I dabbled with VR chat, which is basically for people who can do VR with the headsets, but you've also got an option to play it if you've not. It's not a game. It's kind of a test in progress thing, but you do get to walk around in kind of real time-ish, and there are real people there, but they're not real people. It's just their avatars, but it's 3D, and you can hear them, you can speak to them. That's kind of interesting for the future. Very noisy. Very, very noisy. 1 million people all talking. But that was cool.
Doorknob, don't give me ideas to throw at my poor players, thanks. They already put up with enough from me. They don't know it yet, but next session I'm making them herd sheep.
I really don't understand the things that you guys play.
Honestly, this isn't really part of, like, this is just something that I came up with as a replacement because I didn't like what the module sent me. And I was just like, I wonder how much I can get away with annoying my players and seeing if they'll put up with it.
I think I'm probably the most nerdy person who doesn't actually understand D&D. I just don't get it. And I've tried.
It's not for everybody.
I'm not saying I don't like it. I'm just saying I don't get it. I've tried my best to get into it, but I don't understand it. I need a teacher.
Yeah. And that is one of the things about any role-playing system is, you know, you need to have somebody who will teach you how it runs. And a lot of times people don't seem to be very willing to do that.
Yeah, I had that problem for a while where I would talk about, wanting to join, and they'd be like, "Oh, cool. How long have you been playing?"
You see, this is what annoys me, because I downloaded that thing the other day, the role-playing version of the Star Trek thing, and it looks really sexy. It really does. But unless you've got something to do there with other people, it's kind of pointless. But I can see the possibilities of it. And there are possibilities, because they do regular things. They do, like, they run scenarios and what have you. And I could get into that because it's Star Trek. But I just don't understand the fucking... Ugh. I don't know.
Yeah, it's annoying. I have found that a lot of players, and I get it to some degree, that sometimes you just want to play without having to, like, pull somebody along. And I get that to a degree, but it's so much more common than I think it should be. It's almost, instead of being like, "Hey, I'm having a rough day," or "Hey, I just don't feel like it." It's almost like an elitism.
Yeah, exactly. I think it should. I agree with you there. I think it should be something that is something that you can just do without thinking about it. So, for example, look it up, Google it, RPG-X. It's a Star Trek thing. So you've got all the, you're on wherever, you're on the Enterprise, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And it's cool. And you know what? I don't give a fuck about the scenarios. I think it would be terribly cool just to have a group of fucking people sit in the bar, have a drink, and whatever, rather than looking at a stupid fucking StreamYard screen and bimble around and play with our tricorders and stuff and go and fix things.
Yeah. Well, it's one of the things about role playing is that so much of it depends on who the game master is running it and what they want to focus on. Because you can do a lot of things besides fighting if the game master is going to give your characters a chance to use some other skills.
Oh yeah, I have
they-
an entire session coming up where they're not doing any combat at all, and if they're doing combat, they're doing something wrong.
There was I promise I'll shut up about this, but the thing that I'm talking about, RPG-X, it was originally a shooty game, Star Trek Voyager. But it was modded to remove the pew pew to make it more role play, if you like. And it's actually licensed. It's totally kosher. CBS, yeah, fine with it. Star Trek, yeah, we're fine with it. So it's totally legal. And they've removed the pew pew. So it's not running around shooting people unless that's how it's been set up. That can be done if you want to play that scenario. But it's more kind of, hey, let's just run this starship or whatever. I do love my starships.
Yeah. Chris, what you were saying about the Mario stuff, that Mario Brothers now is one of the big themes for Lego this year. And they released a Lego set to build in NES. I find that one kind of pointless, but I guess if some people are nostalgic about it.
Nostalgia is a hell of a drug. There are games that I have held on to that are really shitty games. They're just but I like it because nostalgia. So I get why they would try to capitalize on that, to be honest.
Well, and apparently it's
nostalgia-
popular. I've seen it reviewed by a couple of the Lego channels. People seem to like it.
Nostalgia is one of the hardest fucking drugs.
Yeah. I've never been big on nostalgia just because most of the shit when I was a teenager just isn't anything I want to go back to.
I've just got to correct what Amiga Nuts has said. My pew pew is fine.
I would like more Legos. I have no room for Legos. And the places where I do have room, my cat has decided that he likes Legos much more than he should and has obliterated a couple of my setups. So...
Purple, I'm getting annoyed now. She keeps saying Legos.
Yes. There's no S on it. Lego is both singular and plural. According to the founder of the company, Lego is the correct plural. It's Danish, okay? Stop trying to make English apply to it.
Yeah.
But I speak
Okay.
English.
Lego is Lego. There is
Actually, I don't speak English.
The plural of Lego is Lego. Stop messing with my head.
Yep.
Stop doing this.
Yeah, as far as the cat, this is one of the things that proved to me that cats are not colorblind. Because I had a cat, and anytime I left a game out, she stole red pieces, only red pieces. And I could have a big pile of Lego on the floor, and she would pick out red pieces and run away with them. She'd leave everything else. And that then when it came time to clean and we moved the couch, we'd find this little pile of anything that was red that was small enough for her to carry away would be piled up behind the couch. She just had a fixation on things that were red, especially plastic. It got to be a real problem with Axis and Allies because if I, went to get another can of pop, I would come back and a couple of Russian infantry would be missing.
There's no. Oh God, Antje, I'm not reading all that. That's like a fucking tome.
We're not being technical, we are being correct.
What did help me out with this one, Purple? What did TV Tube Me just say? Can you click on that, please?
About nostalgia?
Yeah, that's what I still can't fucking see it. Jesus. To me, nostalgia.
Yeah, I guess these days it is. I don't know. I watched Next Generation. I watched the first 2-3 seasons of DS9. Kind of lost it after that. Although I will take the controversial position that for the most part, I actually liked Enterprise. I really think the whole time travel story arc, they shouldn't have done that. But there were a lot of good individual episodes. And I did like the way that they kind of developed the Vulcans in that one.
I'm going to say something very controversial. Yesterday, I heard somebody on the Twitter say that the theme tune from Enterprise was good. And
It was a good song.
I totally agree.
Yep.
I'm not allowed to sing it because you're live. But I did love that song. And the opening titles were brilliant.
No, I liked it. As a matter of fact, that song is actually in my music stick for the car.
Oh, cool.
Okay, Chris, I have at times promoted the idea that during COVID, we should avoid showering because it encourages people to social distance. If you smell bad enough, nobody will want to get within 6 feet of you.
I saw a wonderful little video on YouTube the other day. It was the original laugh track box. Have you seen it?
Laugh track box?
So
Don't know what you mean.
For American sitcoms, okay, laugh tracks, as in there's not an audience. Still with me? No? Okay.
No, I'm
There
sorry.
isn't an audience. The audience are not really there. It's
Oh, okay.
make-believe.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh
Go on.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And they showed the original laugh box that was invented by a person. It's a mechanical thing with buttons that you press. It's mechanical. And you hit the right thing to give the right noise for the situation. I've no idea why I'm telling you about this. Where's this come from? I don't know. I just found it interesting. I still don't know why I've told you this.
I don't know.
It's 7 a.m. for fuck's sake. Give me credit.
Okay, heat
No.
shield. If they made that mistake in a commercial, I am certain that it was the American marketers that did that, and it was not the people who actually own the Lego company. Just saying. Just because they hired somebody who was incompetent does not change the plural. Good morning, Linda. Morning for you. Well, technically morning for me, but still about another 4 or 5 hours before sunrise. Don't everyone talk at once.
Yeah. Trying to think of something.
Cats are always good. Tell another funny cat story.
Elmer's getting better at escaping, which he was already pretty good at in the first place.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's not been fun for me.
Did you learn a new trick or just get a turbo booster?
He got a turbo booster. He I don't know, like, he has just gotten better about his timing, to be honest. Which I find hilarious because at the same time that he's gotten more stealthy about getting out, whenever I make mac and cheese, he seems to completely forget how to stealth. And gets really aggressive about trying to get at my food. Elmer, I really think Elmer might have 2 Hemis at this point.
You got something you want to share here?
Yeah, kind of. Before I get paranoid, because I'm not making this up.
Douglas's laugh box.
Okay. Yeah, I'd heard about this before. I never actually saw one before, but I'd heard about this.
Yeah, I've started to get to a point where laugh tracks actually kind of annoy me during shows.
They've usually annoyed me.
They're incredibly annoying, but what I've found is that if you look at things from years ago, they're more annoying. Because you people in America land have used them forever. Despite the disclaimer at the start, this was filmed in front of a live studio audience. Yeah.
Well, I mean, sometimes it is, but you can tell when it is and when it isn't. Like, it's very, very obvious when they use the laugh track.
Mm-hmm. One of my... I'm very into Have I Got Your Mother? I think that's a wonderful thing, but the laugh track on that is fucking shit. Really bad.
Yeah. Well, I think if they have to use a laugh track, it's because they think they need to tell people when to laugh because they know when to would anyway. You know, it's like they have to prod the audience just to laugh. Mm-hmm. Whereas if they actually had good writing, they shouldn't need that.
This is very true. I once saw a sitcom from your land, and the producer person had the remarkable idea of not having a laugh track, but the actors who were playing the part still did the pause, waiting for the laugh track. That was bad.
Yeah.
Say your line, count to 3.
Yep.
So we've gone from MMOs to laugh tracks. What's next, Purple?
Oh, I don't know. My
No
brain's
way.
not working as well as it should be today.
There's no way I'm reading all that shit. Put that on
Sitcoms
screen.
without laugh tracks eventually seem boring to me. It's probably because I've gotten so used to the laughter cue. It's weird when you're used to something.
This is very true, actually. That's a good word, laughter cue. Yeah, I like that. That's a good thing. You're kind of prompted to laugh at the right moment.
Yeah, well, that's basically what they're for. They're, trying to get the audience to respond. I don't know. Yeah, I grew up on all the American sitcoms that always used it, and it just really overused it.
Yeah, I think that's the problem. I think that there are times where it would be helpful to fill in a space, but
interesting,
used every couple of seconds, and it's just too much.
Yeah.
An interesting thing that I've just noticed, because I don't watch television anymore, but I watched a popular thing that's over here in the UK, and because of the COVID thing, there's no studio audience. So there's no real laughter. It doesn't work. Really doesn't fucking work.
I've seen that on a couple of shows, and yeah, some of the performers just don't know how to react without a studio audience to play off of. And I mean, especially the competition shows, the things like, America's Got Talent. It must be really hard for them because, they have part of their banter, they have it kind of timed to leave spaces for the audience to reply.
Yeah. The future people are going to look back at this 2020 and think, what the fuck?
I'm living in 2020 and thinking, what the fuck?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We're with you. We are with you. But can you imagine the future people looking back at this and watching our television? What the fuck were they doing?
A 5G commercial just came on my television. Am I now impotent? Should I go see a doctor?
Absolutely. I'm a qualified doctor, so I recommend you remove. Have you got a mask up your bottom? Because that's the first sign. 5G masks. They sneak up your anus.
Yeah.
Okay, I just looked over at the side chat for the first time in a couple of minutes, and what in the hell is going on in side chat?
Never do that. Try never look at side chat, ever. Seriously, they're a bunch of fucking dirty perverts. They really are.
It went from is cereal and milk a soup to if you don't let Andrew T out of the basement, I'm calling CPS and telling them you have weird orgies where you sing Kumbaya.
There is a reason why I have my big muff here. It blocks outside chat. I do not want to be involved with these people. They're fucking weird.
Yeah, but they're kind of the reason we're here.
Well, it's not my reason for being here. I think they do the sex with dolphins. Don't just stay away from them. They're weird.
Well, dolphins are about the only case where I not only think that it's bestiality where they give consent, but the dolphins usually provoke it. I think about the future like that too. Imagine the future people just looking through the YouTube and YouTube comments. They'll think we're all insane.
That's a good point, Heat Shield.
Yep.
That is a very good point. The future people will just facepalm. They'll say, what the fuck were these people on?
Well, he said dolphin, but I'm sure he meant mermaid.
Yeah. I can take both. Dolphins and the mermaids. How many people are watching this, Purple?
What's YouTube is saying 13 people watching.
Oh my gosh, you're famous now. Wow.
Yeah. That's only a few times I've gotten up much higher than that.
Congrats you.
We've got some new people in here who haven't, been around here before. Or at least not on any regular basis.
Oh,
I feel
damn.
sorry for those poor new people. Hi, new
Yeah.
people. Bye, new people.
Should we tell them? Should we tell them that they're wrong for being here?
Well, no, I need to have some viewers. I mean,
I'm just thinking about the future people.
Well, don't, because there may not be any. At the rate we're going, there's a good chance there will never be future people.
I'm pretty sure that the FBI agent assigned to me has dropped IQ points out of like freaking boredom. Just because I'm just that boring.
I'm British, so I've no idea what that meant.
Well, you did start with a handicap. You were literally in a religion that tried to prevent you from experiencing the outside world.
That is true. That is true. We used to joke about FBI and CIA agents watching MMO chats before it was announced that they actually do that.
Oh, I
In
was
the
not
news.
aware. I didn't know that Try was a crazy person.
I'm not. But about 2 years after we joked about, after we started cracking jokes about, good night, FBI agent. Hope you're well. Sleep sweet when you go to bed. And then later on, there was like this major breaking news story of government agents are paid to play MMOs. Are your taxpayer dollars being wasted?
When I lived in St. Paul, actually had an FBI agent come and knock on our door asking us about one of our neighbors. And after this little interview, explained to us that, yeah, the guy he was asking about was actually an FBI agent, and this is just part of how they conduct the reviews.
Okay.
They basically wanted to know if one of their agents had been pissing off the neighbors.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a rather surreal experience. This is your government at work.
We had one of my mom's friends was getting security clearance, and basically they were running background checks on like everybody and interviewing everybody involved with this person. Now, granted, he let them know, like they were like, these are the people that are closest to you that we're running background checks on them. We will not run background checks on them if they don't want, but you will not get the job. And he basically said, cool. This was somewhere in the military. And he said, cool. So he contacted my mom and he was like, hey, yeah. So they're going to do an interview for you and they kind of want to do a background check. Is it okay? It's just like, there's not going to find anything. Whatever. I don't care. Had this tiny, tiny, tiny woman with a voice that echoed through the house come to our house and ask mom all kinds of questions that made absolutely no sense. And I was just like, this is a background thing? Like, okay. And then left. And I was just like, all right, wow, that was an experience.
Ducks are dirty fucking rapists.
Yeah, I've heard some nasty things about
Sorry.
them.
While you guys were chatting amongst yourselves, I was reading side chat, and yeah, ducks are dirty fuckers, they really are. I know this from experience. I've never been raped by a duck, I'm not saying that. But
You mean you gave your consent?
no, fuck you.
Is it really consent if it's coerced though?
Well, no, that's not consent, but you know, you can't rape the willing is what I was going at.
I hate ducks. Let's just put it that way. Fucking hate the twats.
Yeah, I'm not too fond of ducks either. Somebody decided that it was a great idea to show me a video of ducks. And I don't know why they thought it was a good idea.
Ducks can just fuck off. End of.
And of course, then you got to deal with geese, and geese are just ducks with a longer reach.
I kind of want to laugh at that, but I'm not going to.
Well, fine.
I genuinely do hate ducks. Hate the fuckers because I know how they work. I know how their minds work. They can just fuck off and die. Dirty fuckers.
Yeah, I just know in the park it's always better to give them a bit of distance. Mostly because, you know, you get in a lot of trouble if you kick them.
Yeah. They're not appreciative, and apparently some people are just like, why did you kick them? And it's like, because they're... Yeah.
There you go. They're all dinosaurs, so let's be real. You shouldn't be ashamed to be scared of them.
No, that's chickens. Chickens are okay until they go. Until chickens go into the big things, they're okay. Little chickens are really awesome. They're the most awesome thing ever because they are fucking totally dinosaurs. I know this because they're...
Okay, well,
whatever.
roosters are like somebody tried to pour 50 pounds of attitude in a 10-pound bag. And I know this because my sister keeps chickens. So a couple of times when she's, you know, like gone away for a weekend, I had to go and feed them. And it's like, yeah, I did not go anywhere near the barn without having at least a 3-foot stick to beat the rooster back. Otherwise, the asshole wouldn't even let me get close enough to the feeding trough to pour the food in.
I was a bit confused there because you said the word rooster. Well, you used the word rooster.
Yeah.
Well, we used the word cock. So,
Well, either way.
Don't want to go there, but I do not like the big cock. I really don't, because they have terrible breath and they're quite evil. But the little chickens are really quite awesome because they are mini T-Rexes. Fucking awesome to watch, they really are. With their little hands. Ooh. But ducks can just fuck off.
Yeah, Renee, I would agree with you, except how do you catch the ducks?
I do love how we tangent. MMOs, Star Trek, ducks and cocks.
Yep.
I love how this works.
Sloth Girl said if chickens are dinosaurs, then Fred would be a T-Rex. Fred was my sister's rooster.
Little chickens are fucking T-Rexes. They really are. If you're not a person who's ever had little chickens, you won't understand. But when you see them when they're born, they are mini T-Rexes. It's quite a joyous thing to see. When they grow up, they're a pain in the ass. But when they're little, it's fun to watch.
Yeah, TV tube, I have heard that ducks don't necessarily have great paternal instincts. That them abandoning them after they hatch isn't that unusual.
This is not necessarily true.
No, it's not always true. I just said it isn't unusual. It happens, it seems to happen a lot more with ducks than it does with any other type of bird.
I used to have, unfortunately, a life where I had lots of ducks. I'm not making this up. And I'm talking in the tens and tens of. And the boss duck was a lady duck. And she was the total boss. And she taught her family, if you like, how to cross the road, how to wait until there wasn't a car coming. Not making this shit up. That's a real thing.
Okay, so she taught the chickens to cross the road, so did you finally get the answer as to why?
I knew you were going to do this. That you've just gone totally fucking bionic dance on me. Don't fucking do that.
I want to live in a world where chickens can cross the road without having their motives questioned.
We actually buried her in a proper grave because that was a good duck.
Yeah, Sloth Girl, most marsupials will do this. Kangaroos are the same way. If a kangaroo is being chased by a predator and it gets too close, they will eject the baby from their pouch, just as a distraction so the mother can get away.
This is true, yeah.
But then again, they're the ones who survived in Australia. So apparently down there, it's a viable strategy.
Side chat is funny today.
Okay, heat shield, it is possible, but why? What would be the point of teaching chickens to fly?
I can think of better ways to waste my time.
Yeah. Including just not doing anything.
I noticed that Renee's just mentioned the word turkey.
With God as my witness, I thought turkeys could fly.
You guys have your Turkey Day upcoming shortly, don't you?
Yep.
What is that, November
Yeah,
11th?
it's the fourth Thursday in November, so it's not a specific date. It moves from year to year.
Let's see. When is it this year?
And now we know why Aunt Drew doesn't have kids.
It's on the 26th this year.
Aunt Jerry's weird. She plays Queen songs. I now want turkey.
Okay, so this is why you teach chickens to fly. Doorknob head? I don't think it's legal to eat the mothers either.
That is, yeah, that was weird, Doorknob. Can we kick him out? He's weird.
Nah, he's entertaining.
I don't want to eat my mother. That was actually one of the good episodes of How I Met Your Mother.
When they ate her?
Yeah, that one. Oh, can't be arsed with you. Fuck off.
All right, I watched like random episodes of that show. I didn't watch enough of it to really get a sense for the whole storyline.
I really enjoy that show, but the last two seasons very nearly ruined it for me.
I kind of like it. The laugh track is shit, but I do still kind of like it.
Yeah, I understand that. It's just
Oh, and also, you understand, right, that it did feature one of my favourite songs ever.
Oh,
Would you like to sing along, Troy? You can't get copyright stricken for this one. Are you ready?
what song was it?
what's
Troy's
on.
going to sing along. Come on,
Well,
Troy, sing along.
I can't sing along if I don't know what song you're talking about.
Damn it. Really? Side chat, come on, help me out. These people don't know what I'm talking. Oh, Jesus. Fucking amateurs.
The 500-mile song?
Oh, you know damn well what I'm going to refer to.
No, I don't.
I will share it. Side chat. What do you think? What do you think I'm going to play now?
Well, go ahead and the side chat can sing along.
I'm waiting for side chat to guess. If they guess correctly, I'll play it. The love boat my ass, doorknob, you dick. I'm not allowed to play that fucker. CBS twatted my ass for singing that.
Yeah, I've got to be careful because they've been getting on me about copyright things and just little bullshit stuff. 10 seconds of a video.
Yeah.
One of my live streams from about a month ago, it's like YouTube kept telling me that there was this problem and I need to edit the video, and I'd snip out the section they told me about and they'd go and review it again and they say, well, now there's this section and now there's this one. And it's like, yeah, I had to follow their instructions like 5 times before they finally decided that it was okay to let other people see the video. Yeah, it's like, why couldn't they have told me about all those at once? But
Yeah, YouTube is getting on my nerves. That's been part of why it's been hard for me to make a video. The other part is just like general blondness, but like even the most innocuous things seems to get you banned, and the most heinous crap, they seem to like look and just shrug their shoulders.
Yeah. Okay, if I share this, is this going to get me a copyright strike?
It will not get you a copyright strike.
Okay.
But what I would like is for all the people inside chat to sing along.
Wait a minute. No, this is video from the TV show. This will get me a copyright
Yeah,
strike.
that will get you a copyright strike.
It really won't. On that one, it won't.
Yeah, it will. Yeah, it will.
No.
How I Met Your Mother, I think, is owned by Disney now.
Well, it doesn't matter if it was or not. In one of my streams, we played the theme music from a sci-fi show from the 1990s, and NBC claimed a copyright strike on me.
Yeah, I believe NBC is also owned by Disney now.
Okay, Doorknob claims that YouTube police is how the Sith starts. Okay, so are we up to crossbreeding the spiders with a chicken? At least that way you would get 8 drumsticks from each of them.
No, why?
Well, a lot of people like drumsticks.
I like drumsticks too, but no.
Well, maybe we should crossbreed a chicken with a centipede. Then you get a lot of drumsticks.
Why is that less frightening to me? There's something wrong with my head when that is less frightening to me.
I would say you have a phobia about spiders.
It's not a phobia. I definitely dislike spiders more than I do centipedes.
Okay.
With me, the way I deal with spiders is if I look at it and I think that there's not really a way that it's going to come into my personal bubble anytime real soon, I generally tend to leave it alone.
No, that seems perfectly rational.
I just need to say one thing. If I play the audio with the video, that I'm not breaking copyright rules on this particular matter.
I don't think that's how that's gonna work.
Well, I think they would be less likely to catch the audio only, but I've had 2 copyright claims in the last month, so I really don't want to risk it.
I'm not going to do it.
They weren't actually strikes, but I got the copyright claims.
I'm not going to do it. I'm just giving you a heads up.
Yeah. Now, if you just want to sing it without the original music, that would be okay.
Which is basically what I'm going to do.
Okay.
It's all called context, you see.
Yep.
But I'm not going to do it because, I'm not going to risk getting you into trouble. I'm certainly not going to sing it because I'm not a dirty pervert. However, if anybody inside chat wants to sing along with me, I'm okay with that. But you people don't know the song and you don't know the words, so it wouldn't work.
Heat Chill said Team Skeptic used one ding sound, and the creator of that 0.4 second sound takes all ad revenue from his videos. XJX uses the entire Lord of the Rings series, but it gets faster, no problem. Yeah, I have wondered about that because I've seen a lot of YouTube videos, which just play like entire episodes of shows, and they don't seem to get bothered.
I'm not going to say that I understand copyright law. I do understand copyright law. So whatever. You kids go with it. But I do want to sing my 2 Beavers song.
Okay. I'm not concerned really how much you understand copyright law. I'm more concerned with the fact that I don't think YouTube understands copyright law, because they certainly don't get the concept of fair use. A lot of people have had their channels trashed for just responding to other videos. Yeah. America is a lawless, failed state. Unfortunately, I don't think there's much left of the America that I thought I knew. But apparently, maybe I didn't really have an accurate idea of it to begin with. Trump being in office basically has taught me that, yeah, this country was never as good as I had thought it was. There were just a lot of people who were hiding what they really thought.
Aunt Jerry's trying to get me into trouble. Again.
Well, and that's like wasted effort. You're so good at getting yourself in trouble.
This is very true. I don't trust Aunt Jer because very, very evil person. Very evil. A witch.
Yep. Yeah, Doorknob had saying people are saying the quiet things out loud and proud now. And yeah, I did not realize we had nearly so many racist people in this country. And I mean, I knew there were a lot of homophobes, but I didn't realize they made up a full third of the population, at least.
It's the same here in the UK.
Oh yeah, Tria, Sloth Girl has been crocheting food.
Crocheting food?
Yeah.
How does that work?
Well, she crocheted a hamburger.
I want to eat this.
No, I don't think you do. It's still made of yarn. She's doing play food.
Oh.
She's doing it as a Christmas present for a friend's kid.
But I'm hungry. Sloth Girl, crochet me a pizza, please.
Oh, she hasn't done a pizza yet.
Can I just ask for things to be crocheted?
Well, you can ask. I don't know if she'll do it or not, but
Sloth Girl, could you crochet me a pizza and a doner kebab, please? How long do I have to wait? Does it happen instantly or?
Oh no, it takes her some time.
Okay. I do like stuffed pizza.
But yell at me. There we go. Well, that didn't do any good.
This could be like magic. So if I say, hey, Sloth Girl, crochet me a calzone.
Yeah, I don't think it quite works that way.
But this is what the future people will do.
All right, I'm gonna head out. I'm actually getting kind of tired. So
Okay.
I will talk to y'all later.
Well, hold on just a minute here.
No.
Well, I was trying to get Sloth Girl's picture here, but it takes me a couple of steps to get it off of Twitter. Excuse me, mostly because Twitter sucks. Getting it anywhere else off the web, I can do it in about 3 fewer steps, but
Sloth Girl, crochet me some spaghetti. I'm not hearing it. No, it doesn't work.
what did there?
The future people are going to mock us
Further.
relentlessly.
Not that far. Okay, here we go. And share screen. Okay, there's the hamburger she did with tomatoes, onions, and pickles and lettuce. And actually, just up here in the top right corner, you can see the half of the hot dog.
Ooh,
So yeah, that's what she's been doing the last couple of days. She's been crocheting food.
cool.
Would it not be easier to crochet noodles?
Crocheting noodles, wouldn't that basically just be cutting the yarn into strips?
Sounds like it. Anyways, I am definitely falling asleep here. Good
Okay.
night, all.
Yeah, good night.
I've no idea what this conversation is about.
Okay, yes, I like this idea. You need to crochet a flying spaghetti monster. Well, like I said, I'm not quite with it tonight either, so I think maybe we'll just shut down here. So, you got anything you want to plug or say before we go?
No.
I didn't think you would, but just polite. I need to ask.
Wear your masks, you dickheads.
Yes, and wear them properly so they cover your nose. Don't be a dick nose.
And vote that fucker out.
Okay, well, good night, all.